Greetings YouTube, it's Tommy3808 here, again with another settlement tour in Fallout 4. This time it is Spectacle Island. You can see the city over there in the distance. Ideally you take a boat here. I'm going to show you the location on the map. This is a endgame type of island, but there was Warwick Homestead, there was the castle, and Fort Strong. It's right between these three, just the island in the distance. There's a wreck of whatever. It's in this area right here, and you can see the marker on my map. Here's Sanctuary. Down here is going to be Diamond City, and right through here is where it's at. It's near the lower end of the Commonwealth. Alright. Now, some backstory. This island was pre-war, and this guy owned this island, and he decided he would like to build a bunch of barns for all his storage. Which, after the bombs dropped, settlers have found this place to be quite safe. They were safe from all the dangers. And so settlers made a go of it, and they decided to try to fix up this house as best they could, but obviously they didn't. So they decided to use all the barns on the outside. They left this one the same. You know, this was his little workshop, but they left this the same for the settlers. And they just decided, hey, this is a perfect amount of armor and equipment and power armor and whatever. There's one of my robots right there called Base Defense 5000. He goes around and defends the area. And then these are all the barns over in this corner. There's one, there's two, and there's three over there in the distance. Hold on, let me pull out a weapon here and show you. Yeah, there's three in the distance. Alright, and so the settlers lived here for quite a while, and they thought their only problem would be mirelurks. Well, you're probably wondering why these holes are in most of the buildings. Well, some raiders came from the mainland and decided to try to take whatever they could and kill everybody who opposed them. So they came in and they took everything. That's why this is kind of bare bones, and they left not a lot of things of value. All the doors were locked, so they decided to bump holes or punch holes in the walls. And oh look, there's a plate on the ground, so let me just lift this up real quick. But yeah, they decided to punch holes in all the walls and take everything of value, because all the settlers used to lock their doors at night. Well, they were wrong, because apparently raiders came in on some ships and took everything. Now, when I found this place, I decided to make it in the Robot Island, and I decided to make this my bedroom. So this is my room, because this is my first barn that I built, going outside the lore that I created for the game. And I thought it was pretty nice to have like a little bedroom on the second floor and whatnot. Before the war, the guy who owned the land decided to use that as the top as a storage area. But yeah, all the doors are locked. So we're gonna roleplay as a raider. So they decided to punch a hole in here and kill everybody, take everything of value. And a little look around at my little decorations. They each have their own little unique themes, as you'll see. But keep the backstory in mind, so if you see any holes, that's why there are holes in the area. Or areas of the wall, sorry. That's just an outhouse, a little campfire. And then this is a trailer where somebody just slept. They found this abandoned trailer, they just decided, hey, I'll sleep here, because whatever. And this is the boat launch house that one guy decided to convert into his house. Again, the door was locked, so the raiders needed a way in, so they decided to punch this wall out. And let me just give you an idea of the boat launch, how I set it up. There you go. Alright, moving on. Yeah, the raiders punched a hole in this wall, and they came in, and they moved the couch, and I decided to leave it like that. The sand got in from windstorms and radiation storms before I found the island, so I decided it looked kind of cool. You know, this guy was a bit of a tinkerer, so he had, you know, documents and schematics and whatnot on his desk. He had a bit of a family, so, you know, his wife and his child, they lived a pretty comfortable life here. He also has the biggest kitchen because the wife, you know, loved to cook for the island. And then the guy would store food in there. There was a little pantry area with all food stacked on top, but the raiders took it. And this was out to the boat launch. You'd pull your boat all the way up here between the two bridges, come up here, and a boat that size would be able to fit in here. Imagine the tip goes to this pole here, and the table wasn't there. Plenty of room. I know, kind of geeky. But moving on, up here was where everybody slept. He had some lobster traps because he loved to catch lobster right out of this broken down area. So yeah. But unfortunately, a raider was able to use a nuke, not a mini nuke, a rocket launcher to come in and shoot through that hole by standing on that island over there. You just saw these are some barrels, whatever. Decided to keep that the same. There's some candles in the cat bowl there to catch all the melting wax, which was kind of funny, I thought. Alright, moving on. We got another outhouse, and oh look, one of my robots patrolling the island. I call him Hardy Bot. Hardy 3 Bot, or Hardy Bot. And then right here is another outhouse that kind of got destroyed by the elements. And then right here, the settlers decided to make into a trading outpost. This shed was used to store fishing equipment and whatever, so they tore it all down and they decided to make stands. They scrapped it all together and made stands, whatever. Right here, they made a bar and whatnot. And this is one of my guys, one of my robots that I created that runs my bar. I like to pretend that he's equipped with a flamethrower, but I like to pretend that's a drink dispenser. I don't know. Call me crazy, whatever. And over here is a fishing hut. This guy's main job, he just really loved to fish. So, you know, he had a bunch of fishing racks. And this is pretty cool. I used some of the I used the nuclear lamp from the Far Harbor DLC, and I put it precisely on this hook. It took me like maybe 20 minutes to get it to look right on this hook here. So I thought that was kind of cool. Again, he had some fish, you know, and the raiders took most of it. He decorated it with some fish and stuff. The hooks are precise up in the ceiling too. But yeah, so that's pretty much that. There's the ruined house. Here's all my robot creations. Farming. I use this settlement to get a bunch of food, because it's easier to build robots than it is to get settlers here. You have to sleep for days or wait or whatever. So I decided, hey, perfect, have all my robots produce all my food for me. That's Melee Bot right there. Pretty cool, if you ask me. Here is T1 or T0R1 or Tori. And this is, I converted this into a robot I put my robot workbench inside there. As you can see, it says robot shed right there. So yeah, it says robot shed, and then we're gonna go up here and I'm gonna show you my favorite robot. Oh, right here is where I store all my robot mods when I bring them from my other settlement. But yeah, as you can see, I got a bunch here. Here is K1L3R, or Killer. Kyler. He's equipped with a flamer and a shish kebab, as well as a mini nuke, or not a mini nuke launcher. I could make it that, but I didn't want to take the risk. He has just a launcher. Targets bleed, take radiation damage, and take poison damage with all the armor I have equipped on him. So he's He barely loses in a fight.
It's always fascinating.
So yeah, that's my favorite robot companion that I created. Alright, moving on. I'm going to show you what the settlers used to use as a hotel for settlers that came and visited the island and they didn't have enough place to sleep. So they used this old barge which had a bunch of boxes on it, and they used the boxes as bedrooms. And I built these little platforms to get up here, as well as the bridge you saw out there. See, there's one bed. There's two beds. Coming over here, we have nothing in there. Then we have three beds. Nothing over there. And then right here is where the settlers would store their personal belongings. Looks like the raiders didn't come back here. Too bad, they had a bunch of loot. Oh well. I'm gonna jump down here into the water. I have Aqua Girl, so I don't take radiation damage from water anymore, which comes in handy because I don't like to have to walk around the entire area or the entire Commonwealth to get to a specific area across the water. I could just swim across it without taking any radiation damage. So that's a perk for having that perk, obviously. And I'm level 80. Oh look, the settler died. He must have got killed by a raider. But there's another bed. And then this was stairs to the suite, I guess you say. I'm just kidding, it's just a sleeping bag. And as you can see, I precisely put the stairs so it looks like it's a ladder going up to the barge. Nothing in here. This is how it is when you get it. Decide to keep it that way. And that's my settlement, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Hopefully you got some ideas. It took a lot of wood to build, but luckily this island has a lot of area to build on and whatnot. So I also brought some stuff from Sanctuary and my Croup Manor. I have a perk where I can run while over encumbered. So without further ado, this has been Tommy3808 signing off.